Welcome to the Eric Jordan CPPA podcast, where we explore the fascinating world of asset valuation and appraisal. Today, we'll be diving into an intriguing case study from Saskatoon, an example of how professional appraisals can help business and property owners make informed decisions. Let's get started. Picture this. A property owner in Saskatoon recently regained possession of a commercial property previously leased to a retail store. The store had been operating for 15 years, but things took a turn when the business changed hands. The new operator, unfortunately, failed to pay rent for 8 months. Now, the property owner is left with the task of releasing the space to a new tenant. But there's a catch. The store's equipment and fixtures remain on site. Shelving, display racks, POS systems, cash registers. All of these items need to be appraised to determine their fair market value before the property can be leased again. This is where a professional asset appraisal comes into play. Today, I'll walk you through how we approach this task using the Eric Jordan CPPA 5 Senses Inspection Report methodology. Let's start with the inspection process. At Eric Jordan CPPA, we use the 5 Senses Inspection Report to assess the condition, usability, and market potential of assets. Here's how it works. Site. First, we visually examine the equipment and fixtures. In this case, the shelving units showed visible wear with rust on metal frames and paint chipping. Display racks were clean but showed signs of fading and minor dents. The POS systems had scratches on the monitors, and the keyboards were yellowed with age. Overall, these items reflected typical wear and tear for assets that had been used for 8 years. Sound. Next, we assess sound. Functional equipment shouldn't produce unusual noises. For example, the cash registers had smooth mechanisms with no grinding sounds, and the POS systems powered on without any hitches. These small details help us gauge whether the items are still operational and marketable. Smell. Then we use smell to detect any issues that might affect usability. In this case, there were no significant odors from the equipment, just a mild mustiness in the storage room, likely due to poor ventilation. Thankfully, there were no chemical or burnt smells that might indicate electronic malfunctions. Touch. Touch is also critical. Are the items sturdy? Do they feel functional? In this example, the shelving units were slightly wobbly, but could be stabilized with minor adjustments. The POS systems responded well to touch inputs, and the counters were smooth with no warping detected. Taste. Of course, the taste aspect of the inspection isn't applicable here, as we're not dealing with consumables. But for food-related appraisals, this would be an essential step. Once the inspection is complete, we compile a condition summary. In this case, we estimated the percentage of usefulness left for each asset. Shelving units, for instance, were at 60% usefulness, while the POS systems were around 50%. This assessment helps determine the fair market value of each item. Let's take a quick look at the mid-range resale values we estimated. Shelving units, $300 per unit. Display racks, $150 per rack. POS systems, $600 per terminal. Cash registers, $300 per register. Lighting fixtures, $100 per fixture. Counters, $400 per counter. These values reflect fair market estimates based on the Canada Tax Act's definition of fair market value. So, what are the next steps for the property owner? With a comprehensive appraisal report in hand, they can now make informed decisions about releasing the property. They'll also have the documentation needed to sell or repurpose any of the fixtures or equipment. At Eric Jordan CPPA, we specialize in helping property and business owners navigate these complex situations. Whether it's appraising assets, preparing for a sale, or simply ensuring compliance with regulations, we're here to provide clarity and expertise. Thank you for listening. If you have a property or business in need of professional appraisal services, visit us at pin.ca. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast for more insights into asset valuation and business sales. Until next time, this is Eric Jordan, CPPA, signing off. Pin.ca